5 artists, okay? So, for me, at number 5, oh boy. Yo, Marcus is giving me this devious look right now, man. I feel a hot take. I feel 2 hot takes coming right now. But nonetheless, top 5 for me. Number 5, I have Drake. Number 4, I have Cardi B. Number 3, I have Migos. Number 2, Jay-Z. And number 1, Kendrick Lamar. Marcus, your top 5, please.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go 1 to 5.
Okay, sure.
So number 1, obviously Kendrick.
Okay.
Number 2 was Drake.
Okay.
Number 3 is Jay.
Okay.
Number 4 was Vince Staples.
Okay.
Not necessarily just for his hip hop presence. He totally shined. The stuff he does with GQ and all the different magazines.
Right. Yeah, he's a little all over the place,
He's a
actually.
funny dude.
For what I noticed, yeah.
I love that guy a lot. Number 5, Gucci Mane.
Okay, I can understand.
No, you don't understand. Let me tell you what.
Okay, sure, go for it.
So I'm not a Gucci Mane fan. I cannot name you a Gucci Mane song.
Oh wow. Okay.
But there's one thing that happened this year involving him that made me put him on this list. I was working with a bunch of guys, and long story short, the statement that came from it was that, oh yeah, man, I was listening to a lot of Gucci, was making breakfast this morning. And I turned around, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Who listens to Gucci while making breakfast?
Yeah.
And then the whole room's like, oh yeah, me too. Oh yeah, I did that yesterday.
What?
Exactly. So I'm there, I'm like, what am I hearing here?
Yeah.
So I started to think about it. I was like, okay, that was just a weird thing.
Yeah.
So, you know when something happens, you start paying attention?
Yeah.
I am shocked how much of an impact Gucci Mane has on many different cultures, many different people, many different classes, where I think it's like it's like top secret. Like nobody, they talk about it to each other,
right?
But nobody talks about his imprint,
right?
The only reason I'm putting him on number 5 because he may not be top 5 in the streams,
sure,
but apparently he's top 5 in the streets.
He definitely is, man. And you know what? You know how we were going off about how I don't understand why this artist has a particular appeal, et cetera, et cetera? Same thing with Gucci Mane as well. I remember back in 2008, that's when I was in college. And that's when he was red hot. He was red hot.
Right.
And I never understood the appeal behind him. I listened to him rap, I'm like, I don't get it. And
neither do I.
I almost got into a fight with somebody when this person told me how, Gucci Mane's more lyrical than Lupe Fiasco. I was like, dude, no. Do not make me catch a charge right now. Stop the madness. I'm just like, you just don't understand his metaphors. I'm like, bitch, do you go to school? What the hell? I don't understand. Oh, that's what made me angry. I was like, how dare you?
Sidebar.
Yes.
Name. Would you do the top 5 disappointments of 2017?
Well, just in general?
Because we don't have to get into it.
Okay.
Let's put it out there. Lupe Fiasco's on my list.
For top 5 disappointments.
I heard that album, the one they did at the beginning of the year.
Was it Droga's Light or something like that?
I put it on my memory because it wasn't.
Wow! Oh my God!
It was not the Lupe that I.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Keel. He's gonna be very disappointed when he hears that.
I'm sorry, but I mean, I love Lupe. Trust me. Kick Push changed my life.
Trust me, that changed my life too. I could do a whole entire show about that.
And maybe it might be the situation where you hold somebody at a very high pedestal.
Yeah.
And maybe Nas. For most people, Wu-Tang, the first album, Nas' first album.
Right.
The list goes on and on.
Right.
I think Lupe's last album may have been that for me.
Right. Fair enough.
Superstar. One of my best friends, John. That was his wedding song. They came out to Superstar.
Dope. That's a dope record.
But that last album.
Yeah, I may have given that last album maybe 1 play, but I was so off of Lupe at that point. And it sucks because I'm out, grade 12 for me, man. Lupe saved my life when it came to hip hop, man. Because at the end of the day, it's I wasn't really listening to a whole lot of new artists. I was listening to the veterans, minus Kanye. Kanye maybe the newest artist at the time that I was listening to. But as far as lyrical ability is concerned, he wasn't really wowing me. You know what I mean? As far as how he puts words together and how he delivers them and what have you, Lupe did that for me.
Lupe, what he did back then for me was that. So I have every single issue of GQ since 2002.
Okay.
Because I'm just a big fan of their writing.
Right.
When the first time they featured him, he introduced me to hype beasts.
Okay.
So Lupe was not just a musical guy for me. He was he crossed over fashion,
skateboard. Yeah. He was a culture guy basically.
Exactly. He was to me the Mount Rushmore of culture.
Yeah.
Again, that album takes him off the Mount Rushmore.
I'm telling you, man. and before we just change topic, I'll say this, man. Like, Food and Liquor will always be a classic in my mind. Like, that is a classic hip hop record. No one can tell me any different. I only wonder how much more of a classic album that would be had it been originally released as a double disc as originally intended, had it not been leaked early.
Right.
I mean, Steady Mob is still one of my favorite records I've ever heard, man. But despite that, The C.O.O.L is my favorite Lupe Fiasco record.
Yeah.
Like, DM Cool was inspired by that album. I'll say that, like, wholeheartedly, man. Just the fact that, like, he taught people you can be whatever you want to be and still embrace your cool factor. Don't let society tell you what's cool and what is cool. You decide that on your own. That's what he taught me with that album, man. But going forward, man, you also mentioned you had Vince Staples in your top 5.
Yes.
Elaborate on that, please.
Vince Staples is a charming young lad.
Yeah.
So again, like I just mentioned, I'm a big fan of GQ.
Yeah.
GQ has done a lot of video content work that inspires me.
Yeah.
And they did a whole series with Vince Staples that was just mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I got introduced. That's how I got introduced to Vince Staples.
Yeah.
Didn't really know much about his music, and then ever since then, he's just been doing a lot of, I guess, non-hip hop centric work.
Yeah.
Like, for example, what's the one thing that he did with GQ? His top emojis.
Okay.
So he did like his top emojis when they moved over to new emojis. NBA players and their fashion.
Right.
Like what he said that. What Michael Jordan said that. I can't believe that we're pretending that Michael Jordan had a Hitler mustache, and we're not saying like his personality just stood out for me since like he did that project, and it's just been growing since then.
Right.
Again, his music's probably not necessarily my favorite music. Good stuff.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it like on my top 5 this year.
Right.
But as a personality, definitely on the list.
For sure, I can get with that. And he actually did put out an album this year. It was Big Fish Theory, I think is what it's called. I think it was more of like an electronic album from what I've been told.
Yeah.
The only record I heard off of that album was Bag Back, because that was the song used for the latest Black Panther trailer that came out back in October, and I thought it was a banging record, right? So I'm like, I want to know who does this. And someone told me it was Vince Staples. I'm like, oh, okay. Because people have been telling me about Vince Staples, and people were like, yo, you would like him. I've never really given him the chance. So I feel like after all these years of hearing about him, I got to give him a chance. But yeah, I'm not mad at that. For me, I mean, Drake, he's always going to be in the top 5 of artists of the year, basically, because he's always doing something.
It's Drake's job to be in the top 5.
It basically is.
If he's not in the top 5, then he's slipping.
Exactly, right? He doesn't want to slip. Cardi B, like, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing Cardi B. Same thing for Migos, which is why I put him at number 3, even though I didn't put him in any other category. But I heard him all year, basically. I heard talk about the Migos all year, so I just had to. Jay, impactful album. Many will debate that this is within his top 5. I'm not going to debate against it. I'm not going to debate for it. If people say that, cool. If not, cool. But this is definitely the Jay album that we all needed as Jay fans, in my opinion. And then Kendrick Lamar, you can't say much more about this guy. I mean, it's very hard to stay hot at the top of the year and still remain hot by the end of it. I mean, he took over from April onward, and people were still talking about him till this day, basically.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I also think with this year with Kendrick is that if you follow his interviews, if you listen to what he's saying, you actually understand a lot about what those records are about.
Yes.
Like, there's one thing to write albums, to write rhymes, or even like make that type of music.
Yeah.
It's another thing to write it the way that Kendrick writes.
Exactly.
And because it has 100% to do with who he is.
Yes.
Again, I could sit here and dive into that for hours and hours.
Yep.
We do have another list I know we got to get to, which is a funny list.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's just my point about Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kendrick's personality. He trumped his own personality from the years before. Yeah. Which is saying, you know what, this is why. This is not who I am. Right. This is why I am.
Exactly. And I'll say this before we move on to the final topic of the evening. I will not be surprised whether it's after his music career or during his music career, he will write and direct a film. It could be a short film. It could be an independent film that could be submitted to like a film festival. It could be a major motion picture that will hit box offices. But I feel like he will write the screenplay for a movie or the script in general, and then direct it or co-direct it with somebody like an F. Gary Gray or a Ryan Coogler or even a John Singleton, because I feel like those 3 directors, whatever he wants to direct, he'll probably like format the vision to that, I believe, because the way he writes, the way he crafts his projects is exactly done like a movie. So I won't be surprised if he jumps into that endeavor. I think he should jump into that endeavor. And if he doesn't, it'll be a disservice, in my opinion.
So I think that's probably already been done. I think we don't realize yet. Again, hot take. If you want to call this a hot take.
Sure.
Think about Good Kid. Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, that was a movie on an album, basically.
When that album was a concept put together by Dre. What does Dre want to do now? Dre's making movies.
Mm-hmm.
The NWA movie, I would not be surprised if Kendrick did not write the movie, but it wasn't produced and directed by Dre.
I think wasn't the screenplay written by F. Gary Gray? I know he directed it, but wasn't it written by F. Gary Gray as well?
Yeah, yep. I believe so, but at the end of the day, though, Dr. Dre's nuts.
Yeah, like he has an influence on it because
Dr. Dre has the greatest hip hop album that's never been released.
yeah, allegedly. That's like one of the greatest myths of all time, man. Like we'll never know.
Like everybody's on that album.
Exactly.
John Wall.
Everyone wrote on that album, man.
Yes. Like Dr. Dre took piano lessons to do that album.
Yeah.
So he definitely in the mindset of doing things big and being patient about it. So I would not be surprised, like you said, I think there's a movie coming down in the future.
Right.
And I would say it'd be an aftermath movie.
Could be. We never know, man. We'll never know until it comes out. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think about our top 5 artist list? Hit us up on Twitter at DM_cool or cool_radio, or hit us up in the comment section once we post this on YouTube. Woo!